One customer practically pounded his fist on the desk and told me in so many words, "I really don't need to know your name. Just get to the point and tell me why your numbers aren't matching my numbers." A few months later, a group comes in, 3 people, they sit down at the desk, sweet as can be, very nice. They've got a folder full of information, quotes from other dealers, and they say, "Hey, if you can't do it, we completely understand." Now guess between the two, who walked out with leverage? It wasn't the one that was loud. Being tough didn't move me an inch. Being informed moved everything about the deal. The price, their trade, my manager's willingness to make a deal right now. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what actually works, because I'm gonna walk you through actual real conversations. I spent 25 years selling cars and I worked numbers every day on the showroom floor at a Toyota dealership for almost a decade. Aggression doesn't move deals. Information does. Here's what it actually looks like. I recall one time actually helping one of the other salespeople at the dealership. They had a customer, their deal's pretty much wrapped up. They're in agreement with the numbers, but there's just one issue. It's the interest rate. And it's not that the customer doesn't like the rate that they're getting. They're fine with the rate. They're just doing the math. And based on that math, they're borrowing, I'm just going to throw out $20,000. They're borrowing $20,000 at 5%. That's $1,000. So in their mind, they should only be paying $1,000 to borrow the $20,000, right? And then when I go to sit down and greet the customer, "Hey, I'm Cedric," he goes, "Nice to meet you, Cedric, but tell me this, I want to get down to the brass tacks. Why are you guys charging me more than $1,000 to borrow this $20,000? I can do math." He pulls out his calculator, does the math right there. $20,000, you know, times 5% equals 1,000. I think you guys are playing some type of game. You're hiding the money. And I'm like, you know what? I get where you're coming from. He's like, "No, I want you to explain it. Don't, you know, appease me. I want you to explain it." He's being very, very aggressive and very short. I'm like, okay, well, look, give me an opportunity to really fully explain this to you. And I don't want you to take offense. If no one's ever explained this to you before, the loan on this car is going to be amortized, meaning for every month you keep the loan, they're going to hit it at that 5%. So you can't just take the $20,000 that you're financing and hit the whole loan and that $1,000. That's not how it works. So that $20,000 you're borrowing, if you pay $400 a month, and let's say the next month, now your balance left, because you paid your payment of $400, now your balance is $19,600, they're gonna hit that balance of the $19,600 again at the 5%. And then again at the 5% the following month and the following month until you pay it off or till the loan is done. So that's how you go from paying $1,000 just one time, right, for the whole life of the loan versus paying 26 is basically 26.45, because that's how the bank makes their interest. They bank on you making a payment every month and not just taking a lump sum and paying off the car. They're banking on that. So after explaining that, he says, "You know what? I appreciate you, Cedric. Thank you for explaining that. No one's really broke it down that way. I just felt like you guys are trying to hide the money somewhere." And I tell you this story to let you know that just coming in, being aggressive is not going to get you a better deal. All it's going to do is just really just tie up your ego into the deal. Come in with information. Do your due diligence, close the information gap. Know what the car sells for, know what rate you qualify for by going to your bank, figure out what your car's worth. Those are going to be the things that move the needle for you to get a better deal. Someone coming in with that attitude and being aggressive has never gotten them a better deal. Someone walking in, knowing information and using that information, that's where the leverage sits. Now, the people who win are the people who come in with information. They don't come in with aggressiveness. They just come in, they're calm, they're cool, they're collected. They come in with a folder, or they come in with their phone and a bunch of screenshots, a bunch of emails. In this case, we had this customer. It's a husband and a wife as support, and a woman is buying the car. She's buying a Camry LE in silver, but she comes in with this folder with 3 different price quotes from our competitors, from stores that are in the area, and they just lay it out like, look, I want this silver Camry LE. I like the car. I'll take it home today, but these are all the quotes I have, and those quotes were $750 to $800 below the invoice price. If you guys want to earn my business, that's the price that I'll pay for the vehicle. And if you can't do it, this is the key. This is what they always tell you. And if you can't do it, Cedric, it's not a problem. We'll just go over there and we'll buy the car over there. That is literally a verbal slap to us, the dealer, because that's the last thing we want to hear. We don't want to hear that you can go over there and just buy the car over there. So again, this is where the leverage sits. We can't afford to try to sell them the car at MSRP and everything like that, because they're not going to do it if they have 3 different places that will just take the deal that they want, and it just requires a little bit of a drive. So we, the dealer, we understand that. We have to move metal. We have to sell cars. Every car that we don't sell and that our competitor does sell, that means that they're going to be entitled to get more units later in the quarter or later next month. So we got to sell this vehicle. So I take it to the boss, tell him where I'm at. He gives a counter. They're not going for the counter. And they just say it again. Hey, no problem. We can always just go over there still early in the day. It's not a problem. If you guys can't do it, we understand you guys got to make a little something. But if you can't do it, we can just go over there. Go back and say, look, they're going to leave. Let's just make this deal. He agrees with me. Let's make the deal. Get it over with. So we make the deal. We shake hands. She has a trade-in as well. Now, what do I always tell you guys? Price, then trade, and then rate. So now she hits me with the trade-in. The trade-in, she wants $4,200 for it. We hit her at $2,000 because we're trying to salvage some money in this deal. She's not going for it. Then the boss comes back at $3,800. They're still not going for it. We come back at $4,000, and they're like, you know what? We're just going to sell it to CarMax because she had, a printout at CarMax of what they can sell the car for. And we say, okay, because we already gave you the price at, $800 below cost. I don't have any room now to overpay for your car because I got to pay you what it's really worth. And to us, that's it. That's all the money. So they discuss it. And then, 2-3 minutes later, they're like, you know what, just for the $200, it's easier just to trade it in versus having to go do paperwork at CarMax, do paperwork here. That's fine. That's good. Just do this for us. Throw in all-weather floor mats for me. If you could do that, I'll be completely happy. I'll give you guys a great survey. I'll tell you everybody to come here. I said, let me go talk to the manager. Talk to the manager. Yeah, we can do that. Wrap it up. So it's still the same thing like she got the $4,200 because Toyota floor mats, I don't know if you ever looked at them, but all-weather floor mats are almost like $200, maybe a little bit more for all-weather floor mats on these vehicles. So it's the same thing. And again, they're winning because they're coming in with the information, having that folder. She has the leverage, and she knows she can just go to one of the other dealerships and buy the car because at that point, it's just a commodity. So we have to take the deal. Information is your leverage. Now, based on these 2 examples, I hope you can see it's not about you coming in being tough, being aggressive, being loud. It's all about coming in with the right information, either having it on your phone or in a folder, but come in with the information ready to work a deal based on knowing what the market says a car sells for, what rate you qualify for, what your car is worth to the open market. That's what it's all about. It's all about the information. And if you like the information that I share on this channel, I'd really appreciate it if you would click the subscribe, give the video a like. Also, I've created a free guide. I'll leave a description in the link. I'll leave a link in the description, okay? Link in the description. It is the 7 insider secrets that dealers don't want you to know about. And if you want to watch next what dealers fear the most about car buyers, watch it here.